And here we are. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing out there? Hey, welcome to Primetime Live with your buddy Uncle Bruce. It's Wednesday night, 8 o'clock in the evening. What else are you going to do? You going to watch some crappy old television, or are you going to watch your old buddy Uncle Bruce, hanging out with him for a little bit? How you guys doing? We're good here. It's August the 17th, Wednesday, and this week on Primetime Live, we have no shortage of stuff to talk about. Like, how about, oh, I don't know, GameStop, Bed Bath Beyond, Amazon. What? There is all kinds of stuff going on here. Unbelievable. I just read an article in the Barron's news magazine talking about Ryan Cohen filing this SEC form that if you're an insider of a publicly traded company and you intend to sell stock, I'll read you this here. This is an interesting thing here. It says here, a Form 144 is used when a company insider plans to sell more than 5,000 shares or has an aggregate sales price of more than $50,000, according to the SEC. The person filing a Form 44, quote, must have a bona fide intention to sell the securities referred to in the form within a reasonable time after filing of the form. Interesting. Well, Mr. Cohen owns 7.78 million shares, plus another 1.67 million shares represented by apparently stock options. So we're talking about 9.4 some odd million shares here that he could be selling into the marketplace. Now this should be this ought to be interesting. Right now, BBBY stock in the aftermarket. Well, we closed last night. We closed at 23.08, but we're trading at 18.85 a share on Bed Bath and Beyond. We're down $4.23. We just finished trading for the night. The after hours market is now officially closed. 21 million shares traded hands, and it's possible that Mr. Cohen could have sold his shares right in this selling spree right here. He wouldn't have had to have waited for the market to open tomorrow. He could already be out of this stuff. Who knows? He could have done a block trade for the entire amount off the market, somewhere in this range. Again, who knows? Now the question is, well, what's the plan here? Is he just walking away, throwing his hands up in the air, saying, hey, man, look, I bought this stuff at 14, 15, 16 bucks, and I gave them the best I could give them. I gave them advice. I told them what they should really think about doing here and how they should do what I think they should do. They did put him on the board of directors, and maybe he's resigning the board of directors. But what about the idea that maybe what he's really doing is perhaps he has an ability here to buy 9 million shares of the company from the treasury of the company at a set price, something like that. And all he's doing is he's going to sell this stock, turn around and buy stock from the treasury and put this money into the bank account of the treasury. What if he buys, like if he sells these 9 million shares at 20 bucks a piece, that's what's that, $180 million? He turns around and buys $180 million of the stock from the treasury for the same money he just sold it for in the open market, and he just funded the company with $180 million. He's got just as many shares. Everything's fine. No filings have been done regarding that. Now, maybe it's a two-step. Maybe he has to complete the sale first because he's made the filing, and then upon that being settled, he can then do another filing where he does the intent to purchase and fund the company with a bunch of cash. Maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I really am curious. We're going to find out if he doesn't do anything and he just walks away. What are these shares going to do in the next few days? Are we going back to $8, $10, $12 a piece and it's all over? What happens? We hit $30 today. Major damage to shareholders out there. Major damage to people who bought in on the hype. But then again, why are you buying on the hype, right? Without any news, why would you buy this stock? That's what I've been wondering about. Anyway, there's the story on Bed Bath and Beyond. Over on the old AMC side of things, if we want to head over to AMC, we are trading right now, as of the end of the day here, $21.10 after closing at 21.36. So it looks like we lost 26 cents on 1.4 million. We lost $3.45 during the day today on AMC. So it already had a bad day going into tonight. The stock has dropped so much today that it's on a short sale restriction tomorrow. But now 21.10, and even for a while in the aftermarket, like just after the close, not far after the close, we were down to 20.94, and we may have been even lower than that for just a few trades. So it doesn't look great. The dividend is being paid. Everyone's going to get their for every share you have, you're going to get a preferred share. They start trading on Monday. So things are going to start happening here, but I tell you, the way this market has reacted the last day or two, this isn't all that great. This is a definite pullback, and we are at levels now that we haven't seen since the 5th of August was the last time we were lower than this. That's 12 days ago. So we have lost all the momentum, all the upside for the last 12 days. And if this thing drops another $3-4, we're back to August the 3rd levels. Back on July 26th, towards the end of July, which is now 3 weeks ago, we were at $14 a share for these common shares of AMC. So that's how far we've come from to reach these highs of almost $28. Back in the 6th of July, we were at $12.50. The 13th of June, we were at $11.40. And May the 24th, we were at $10.39. This company hasn't raised a dime of fresh capital since then. And the stock has gone from the $10.49 up to the $28 level. Now we're at 21. And now they're going to dilute the stock 2-1. There's going to be 1 billion shares plus out there. I don't know how the stock's going to hold 20. I really don't know how it's going to hold $20 a share. So kids, if any of you out there bought put contracts on good old AMC, you bought 20s, you bought 21s, 22s, up to 25s, I got good news for you. The stock is coming your way. It's heading lower. Had a terrible day today. And you got to wonder just how much more this thing's going to go. I'm kind of curious right now. I'm going to take a quick peek at the option chain here, just for, let's say, for September, because I was pleading with you guys that if you were going to buy puts on AMC, please do not buy puts that expire in August. Please buy puts that expire in September. And I will note here that for example, expiring September the 2nd, $22 puts, they went up $1.40 today. $25 puts today climbed $1.90 just on September 2nd. If you go further out to September the 9th, $22 puts climbed $1.26 to about $4. They're actually trading more like $4.20 now, so they are actually climbing $1.45. The 25s last trade, 6.30 up 179. They climbed as well. So there was a good day for puts as they climbed in value today. And if the shares are going to keep doing what they did today, and by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, we're trading in that, say, combined $16 to $18 neighborhood, $4 or $5 lower than this. Oh my goodness. There are going to be some very happy viewers on my channel having some puts in their hands. We'll see how that all works out. My God. Now, of course, we all know it doesn't make sense, but it happens that when AMC goes down, typically that affects GameStop somewhat. GameStop is usually affected in some way. Well, tonight it went lower. GameStop was obviously affected by Bed Bath & Beyond's drop and by AMC's drop, because GameStop closed at $38.80 tonight, down $1.72 tonight. So Your puts out there, kids, your calls out there, the ones that you've written are definitely dropping in value here. No question about this. Obviously, if any of you in the last 48 hours or so were able to do any rollovers, if you were able to kind of follow my guidance and you were able to somehow roll into 40s or 42s or 45s, whatever, whether they are this Friday's, next Friday's, the week after, whatever you had to do, calls came down, that's for sure. Looking at 40s that expire this Friday, tonight they closed at 165.85 on the regular market. Now that's, of course, tonight when we were trading at about, what do we close at, 40.52? Now that we're at 38.80, in theory, if we were to open trading at 38.80, these 40s are $1.20 more in the money. They're totally 120 in the money. What am I saying? They're 120 in the money. So it's likely these, instead of trading around 175, these could be trading about 250 to 275 tomorrow. If you were able to roll into $38 contracts, they would have been in the money, but now they're going to be almost out of the money. As a matter of fact, with the 40s, what am I saying? They are out of the money tomorrow morning. Pardon me. They are out of the money tomorrow morning if we open at 38.80. What am I talking about? But anyway, 38s closed at $3, but they were 243 to 360. I can see these going closer to $5 tomorrow morning, 480 to 5. That's just September 2nd, or August. That's just this August. If we're talking like September contracts, and some of you may have had to roll forward to September 2nd or September 9th, a 42.50 contract was 298 to 335. These are lower tomorrow. I'll tell you right now, I am. You can tell I'm tired because I'm talking about calls going up in price when the stock is going down. 298 to 335 is where these calls closed. With a 38.80 market, these 42.50s, they might be $1.80 to $2. Let's come back here to just what I was talking about a minute ago. Sorry about this, folks. Back to this Friday's calls. A $40 call tonight closed at 175. If the stock opens 38.80 tomorrow, this 40 is obviously out of the money, and these will drop to probably 80 cents, 75, 80, 85 cents. Unbelievable. They're gonna take a drop for sure. Amazing. The 42s, they closed at $1.12. Tomorrow morning, they will likely trade around 65 cents if this holds true. And of course, each day that goes by, down and down, they go to nothing because we're down to Friday. They've got zero value. Unbelievable. Anyway, there you go. Welcome one, welcome all to typically the Gold Bagel member primetime show. Tonight, it's an open house. You're all welcome to join. It's been such a hectic week here. I'm tired. I'll tell you, I don't know about you guys, but has this been a crazy trading market the last couple of days? Whew. And this catching up with this Bed Bath & Beyond stock, and now with the Ryan Cohen news, I mean, geez, what's going on here? This is nuts. It's really been something. Welcome, by the way, to all of you who are here. I see Vimo here. Odin's Pumpkin is here. Richard Carlin. Juan is here. Mantats is here. Bobby Atkinson. Leonard is here. How you guys doing? Jason is here. Alfredo tonight is here. How you doing there? There's Bobby again. Here we have Spicy Android here. Rudy Red Fox. Flint Creek Soap Company is in the house. Patriot Operator. Welcome, guys. SoftBank dumped 18 million shares of SoFi in the past 4 days, apparently. That is amazing. Aaron is here. Welcome. Quick Sick is here. Nick is in the house. Cloud 7 Travel. Welcome one, welcome all. Good to see you guys here tonight. Aaron Duchesne. Who else is here? Johnny Basic is in the house. I'm looking for names I haven't seen yet. Coyote, Jason Brumbach. Hello there. Olivia's here. How you doing? Credit Savage is in the house. Welcome, folks. Andrew is here. Hello, Smith, Sam BR, Cindy B, Andre. Nick is in the house. How you doing, buddy? Number 40 thumbs ups. Bamba Babe. CNBC was all over Ryan Cohen saying this smelled bad, whatever that means. BW, the man, is in the house. SoftBank dumped 18 million over the past 4 trading days on SoFi, close to 30 million in total. Hurry and finish up, geez, and maybe learn how to invest better next time, you dummies. Get rid of these guys would be fine with me. Out the door they go. and then we can just concentrate on the upside because SoFi is doing everything right. These guys are doing everything wrong. What can I say? Jennifer, wild to see how it affected all the memes and how quick fear kicked in. Credit Savage, SoFi has over 120 million shares that are being shorted. And I wonder what will happen when more than 20% of the float is shorted. It'll be fun. Hope you guys have bought back the covered calls you sold last week. Let's see. AZ, hey, everyone. Dang, I think I've already missed all kinds of stuff. Christina is here. How you doing? Aaron Duchesne is here. And Quick Sick is saying to Credit Savage, SoFi has been sitting around 22% short for a while now. It'd be nice to see some covering, though. Bartman is here. Matthew Gomez is in the house. Matt Ames, Joe is here. And Nick is saying, Uncle Bruce and all friends, I have a solid buying power, and I am looking to short some high flyers. Any recommendation? You can give me at least a $1 move. Let me know if you see anything that's going to move that much tomorrow. Bill, didn't Kathy Wood sell out of Coinbase and then it ran? Can something happen with Ryan Cohen and BBBY? It's always possible. Anything is possible. And, of course, with SoftBank getting out of SoFi, look out. They still have more to sell, but they are getting out. It's going to be fun here. Jason, I've been listening to Bruce since last year. Christina, have to be baby. Big boy to sleep. You got it. That's right. Boo, Desi. Nick just short every dividend stock after the day after X date. Buddy Red Fox, BlackRock backed Coinbase, and it pumped. Unbelievable. Andre, time to get AMC $25 calls. Always do the opposite. You'll be green. Inverse psychology. There you go. Bill, Nick, what about every energy stock? XLE would be a good bet. Might take some more time, though. AZ, I liked how much the market was mostly red, but Apple just kept going higher. Yeah, because that makes sense. Crazy. Spicy. I got a call option written on GameStop, 46.25. Nice rollover on that one. That was a beautiful rollover, and the stock is going to take good care of you. 38.71 on the after hours, and you've written a 46.25. I love this. I love it. That is a nice little bit of protection. That's a contract going lower, isn't it? Unbelievable. Bobby Joe, hey, I can get back into GameStop real soon. Vimo, I am so special. Bill, this is cool, Bruce. Thanks for this. Zeta State, holy smokes, 165 folks are watching. That is a prime time record. Fantastic. 178 of you are here tonight. Usually this show is reserved for Gold Bagel members only. We talk about what happened in the market today. We talk about what's going on in the market this past week. We talk about what we think might happen later. We talk about option ideas, whatever. It's a wide open show that we don't have to worry about what the market is doing right now because it's closed and we can just hang out. Consider becoming a Gold Bagel member, and you can join us here every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock prime time, for this show. And of course, as a Gold Bagel member, you also get to catch my pre-trade alert show, which is on every morning, usually around about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:45 to 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll give you guys a quick heads up of what's been happening overnight and what is being talked about this morning, so that when we start at 8:30 and I go into my rant, you've already got some ideas of what you might be up to as soon as we start open for trading, especially if you're an option writer. I do 5 trade alert shows every week if we're open 5 days a week. I do a primetime show once a week that gives you 6 things over and above the regular membership that we offer just by becoming a Gold Bagel member. That means 24 different add-ons per month coming your way for an additional $15 a month to be part of this channel. And so for $25 a month, you're getting your hands on the commentary here. You're getting your hands on 24 extra features. And every once in a while, we come up with something that can help you make money. And that's what it's all about. The memberships that you take out keep me on the air and make it so that Jen and I can keep spending time with you. The advertising revenue we get from 175 viewers right now, not very much. YouTube doesn't make any money off of me from advertising. I don't have tens of thousands of viewers here watching every word I say, because we talk about writing options. I don't talk about going to the moon type stock trades and never deliver. I talk about writing options, and a lot of you guys always get deliveries. A lot of you are picking up a lot of change here, And I want you to keep it up because this is how you make money in this market. Thank you for joining us today, for being here. G.I. Lewis, thank you for the open house. Arturo is here. Zeta State is thumbs up 65. Sextel is here. How you doing? Jeff is here. Welcome, Charlie. See, I'm not here. Don't count me. I'm not here. AZ, I've been a struggle to be productive at work this week for sure because of the market. And the key here is, can you do enough trading in option writing strategies where you can quit your day job? Can you replace your salary with your portfolio? If you can up the performance of your account, of what you're holding by writing options, can you do it? And a lot of you have figured it out. That you've mentioned it to me where you've said, I've only got 10, 15 grand in the market. I don't have a lot in there. I'm building, and I've had losses over the years, and I've been afraid to invest. Now I'm building cash because of this option stuff. And the returns I'm getting on my capital, I'm beginning to figure out that if I can get to this 50, 60,000 range of assets under administration, I might well have enough cash flow coming in where I don't have to work anymore. And this is a revelation for people who had no idea that you didn't need $1 million to be retired or to be self-employed doing your own thing. Even if you have 100,000 in assets in the market through, whether you own stock that you can write options on, or whether you own in the money call options on quality stock that you can write options on, like Poor Man Covered Calls, there are ways to make a living off of this market without having to have $1 million in it. And doing option writing is not what we call a high risk trade here. You're not putting everything on the line and about to lose it. What you're doing is you're offering a piece of your portfolio for sale to an option buyer for a limited amount of time that you control at a specific price for your stock that you decide. And you can end the deal anytime you want by buying a contract back and getting out of the deal. So this is what pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs, and all kinds of sophisticated investors do all the time. And in New York, Chicago, and elsewhere around the world, actually, there are people who are hired by bankers, hedge funds, mutual funds, to do exactly this work on behalf of multi-million and multi-billions dollar sized accounts. You can do this one option contract at a time if you want to, or 5 at a time, or 7 at a time, or 3 or 15. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. But I can tell you, it doesn't take much to become reasonably good at it, where you are making money by just letting contracts die on the vine. If you can write a call with 2 or 3 weeks left to go, they depreciate dramatically in those last 14 to 21 days. And all you're doing is you're selling a call first, getting the money, and waiting to buy the call back. If you buy it back at all, you might not buy it back because it is worthless and it dies with a zero value. You keep all the money you get in for an option, or you get 80% or 70%, up to you when you decide to pull the pin on the trade. You're happy with the profit you made and you want to write another call on that same block of stock, buy your calls back for cheap and write new ones for 3-4 weeks down the road, 2 weeks down the road, bring in more money, and rinse and repeat. Welcome all to the Gold Bagel primetime show with Uncle Bruce. It's great to have you here. I'm checking in from Memphis, 2 clicks to the right. Mark Cherry is here. Hi, Mark. David Scott, what's going on, buddy? Martin Andrews is here. Greetings from the UK. Ricardo is here. Burrow King Sound is here. WL19. Hi, Bruce. What would you say is a good capital to be able to live off during options society? Well, I just kind of got there. I was just thinking about this too. If you want to own stock and write options, I have viewers that own stock in IBM, for example. If you own 100 shares of IBM, you're going to get a 5% yield on your money because the dividends are equal to 5% of the value of the stock these days. And IBM just has a way of paying dividends all the time. So every 3 months you're going to get 1.25% on the value of your portfolio, roughly. And you can write options on top of that. So you're getting 5% from the company to be a shareholder. That's okay. And now you're going to write call options against your stock out of the money every 2, 3, 4 weeks. And I can see you bringing in probably, gosh, I could bet you could bring in 20% a year in premiums, maybe more, on top of the 5%. So maybe you can bring in 25 or 30% on your dough on IBM. Now, if you want to live off of that, and you have $100,000 worth of IBM and you're bringing in 30%, you're going to bring in $30,000. That may not be enough to live on. But here's something else to think about. Instead of doing that, you got 100 grand lying around. You could put it into IBM, or what you could do is you could buy IBM in the money call contracts that are deep in the money. Maybe the stock is trading at almost 140 nowadays, something like that. Let me just take a peek at the old IBM here. IBM was trading today 137.79. So you could theoretically pick up maybe $100 call options on IBM, or 110s. 110s will probably run you about $30. They'll expire next year, 2023 sometime. You might even be able to go to 2024. If you can spend $3,000 on an IBM call, you can write a call on an IBM call. It's just like having 100 shares. You control 100 shares, the option to buy 100. So now you can write an option on those 100. Your broker will let you do that. That's a poor man covered call. But instead of putting up $13,700 to buy 100 shares to write one call, you're putting up $3,000 to write one call. Well, if you've got $100,000, instead of buying the stock for $100,000, if you only have to pay about, in this case, $3,000 on 13.7 would be about 20%. You could buy 5 times as many calls as shares in 100 share increments. In other words, with $13,700, you can buy 100 shares. With $13,700, you can buy 4 $33,000 contracts. That's 12 grand, almost 5. And now you can write 4 or 5 calls at a time instead of 1 call at a time. Now the leverage has just changed dramatically. And this is what I'm getting at here. If you can bring in, you're going to bring in the same premiums, on whatever options you're writing, you're going to keep writing. You're going to write more of them. If you can write more contracts with the same amount of money, you don't need as much cash to make a living off of it. You see what I'm getting at? If $100,000 was going to generate $30,000 in returns to you under the old method, 5% was dividends, 25,000 was premiums, and that's really conservative. But now you can multiply it up by 4. You're bringing in $100,000 of dividend income. Let me stop that. You're bringing in $100,000 of option income. You're giving up $5,000 of dividend income, saying, I'm not going to hold the stock. I'm going to hold the in-the-money calls, and I'm going to write calls on those calls to a factor of 4 or 5. And you're all of a sudden bringing in $100,000 a year. Can you live on $100,000 a year? Here's the second question. Number 2, if you incorporate an LLC and do this inside an LLC, the LLC is generating capital gains, because that's how you're doing this investment. You're buying calls and you're writing options on calls. This is a capital gain strategy taxed at a capital gains rate, much lower rate. At the end of the day, if you pay yourself a salary from your own entity, you can decide how to be paid the salary. You might not take a salary. You might take a dividend from your company. And in effect, earning dividend income of $100,000 a year is cheaper in tax, I would guess, than earning $100,000 in salary. And there's some advantages to being a self-employed asset manager. Now, everything I've just talked about, all this tax stuff, don't quote me on it word for word. You gotta talk to a professional, a tax pro in your town, in your state, in your country. Because I'm in Canada, and many of you are in the US, some are in the UK, some of you are in Europe, some of you are elsewhere. You can't take my word for it, because I can't help you with your tax situation. But utilizing capital like this is a much smarter way to go, or a much more leveraged way to go. I'll give you another example. You can buy, for instance, HPQ stock, Hewlett Packard stock. It's about 30 something. HPQ is 34.31. So 100 shares is $3,400. It's not an impossible amount of money to come up with. That lets you write one contract. If you can make $1 a month in premium gains on shrinkage, just contract shrinkage on HPQ, and I've got viewers making more than that, you're putting up $3,400 and you're making $100 a month on it. That's $1,200 a year. If you buy an in-the-money contract for HPQ, like a 23 or a 24 or a 25, the 25 will run you probably less than $1,000, but you can make 100 on it every month. So now you're, like I said, you're running a call on a call. And so you're bringing in $100 in premium on one call option that cost you $1,000. That's 10% a month on your money. That means in a year, you're bringing in $1,200 on a $1,000 call. You're bringing in more money from writing on the call than the call cost you. Obviously, if the shares want to go up, they slowly but surely go up 50 cents a month in value, and you're slowly but surely writing higher priced calls as this is happening. A year from now, if the stock is $40 a share, and that's $6 a share more than where they're trading at, that $1,000 call you got is now a $1,600 call. That's a gain of $600 on the call, plus you made $1,200 writing against the call. That's an $1,800 gain on a $1,000 initial investment. This is conservative. This is not reckless, hoping we're going to the moon returns. I'm talking about buying a call on a pretty senior stock here, the dividend payer, that Warren Buffett just bought $4 billion worth about 3 months ago. And you're looking at bringing in 180% return on your money. That's $1,000. You got 20 grand lying around, you can buy 20 of these calls. And if you're making $100 a call per month, you're making $2 grand a month income from 20 grand. You got 50 grand, you're making 5,000 a month income. Whatever gains come above that are separate. Can you live on 5,000 if it's called capital gains? A number of you can. It depends on just how your taxes are structured, where you live, and what kind of deductions you're allowed to write off. Again, this is why you might look at an LLC or some kind of a C corporation. You have corporate write-offs. Like the write-offs you would have doing this strategy would be your internet cost, your phone cost, your computer cost. Certainly depreciation would be allowable. You might have part of the rent in your house. You might charge your corporation a rent to be in the house you're working from. It has an expense. That means there are capital gains only taxable after the deductions have been taken off that you as an individual could never write off, but an LLC can. And this is why a number of my viewers are all excited, are all jazzed up. And the last year has changed their life completely by understanding you don't need to generate 100,000 gross to live off of it if almost all of it is tax-free. I mean, there's a difference. How much are you earning after tax now in your day job, and compared to what you would clear in an LLC doing this instead? Now you can understand, oh, I get it. I need to make 80,000 a year to live on for my family, or 100,000 or 120, whatever the number is. But under a capital gain scenario where I have all kinds of write-offs, I only need to generate $70,000 in actual profits from writing options. That replaces my $100,000 salary or 120 or whatever it is. This is the exciting part about this business. Okay. All right. Credit Savage, whatever SoFi SoftBank released, because they got caught with their pants down. Chase, BlackRock, Vanguard, and other whales are gobbling them up by the millions. I'm getting a few here and there too. Nick, funny how quickly the market forgets that Rocket Lab and Matterport each have 500 million in the bank in cash. That's right. And Matterport and Rocket Lab trading cheap. Matterport 526, Rocket Lab 602. These guys have 500 million cash in the bank. It's unbelievable. Global Blast. Hi, Uncle Bruce. One of the few times I'm watching your stream from my cell. I'm mostly on my desktop. Welcome. Jen Doe. Hello, Uncle B and Bagel Gang. Jay Smith is here. Hello there, everybody. Our Pi Square Howdy. Uncle was looking forward to buying back my BBBY cover call tomorrow or Friday. Susan Shops About, a number 71 thumbs here. Thank you. Nazareth, weird to see Uncle Bruce at this time. JP, hello, Uncle B from London, Ontario, home of the London Knights. I would imagine the London Knights are still playing in the OHL. I used to live in Kitchener, home of the Kitchener Rangers. I wasn't a junior hockey fan, though, when I was a kid. It really wasn't my thing, but welcome. A beautiful area in Southern Ontario. Nazareth, did he get drunk and not do the show earlier in the day? What's going on here? Amy H, hi there, y'all. AB, always do the opposite of what SoftBank does. Credit Savage, personally, I just do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says. He's terrible the last year. I mean, absolutely horrendous. So just inverse Kramer, and you'll make a nice coin during this bear market. Pardon me, I'm just adjusting my chair here. Funny. Nazareth, yes, that confirms. Uncle Bruce is drunk on Yotobe. Drunk on Yoko. Jendo, I'm sorry, everybody, but I have to ask because I joined late. What are we supposed to do with SoFi? Continue to hold and write covered calls? Here's what we know. We're finding out more filings on SoFi coming out that SoftBank is selling more of their stock, their shares. SoftBank sold a bunch of their stock last week. They apparently sold more in the last 4 days. This is good news in a way. It's bad news at the moment because it keeps the market suppressed a little bit with supply, but they run out sooner or later. They will run out. At the pace they're going, it's not going to take much longer. Once they're gone, we have lost a shareholder that's on shaky ground. And with the shares in solid hands instead of shaky hands, we go higher. So we're picking up SoFi on deals. If they're on pullbacks, you're buying it. If you can afford to, average down, 688 closed tonight, down 70 cents. That's a bargain. Of course, the company's firing on all cylinders. They're growing, but SoFi has money problems. SoFi got into a whole bunch of IPOs, and they got blown out on a bunch of deals. They have lost billions of dollars, and they have to sell assets to cover IOUs. And that's what seems to be the story, which unfortunately SoFi is in. It's not their fault. It's SoftBank's problem, and they're selling out. And so they'll be gone soon, and we'll be on our way. Burrow King Sound, number 69 thumbs ups. Thank you. WD, hi, Bruce. I sold two $43 GameStop calls for this Friday for $99 each. Easy money. It looks to me like you won't have to buy these back, and you'll keep the $198 for yourself. Paul's Guitar, I missed my Brucey. Time to come back. Maybe after 3502 SoFi shares start flying so I can afford YouTube memberships. Giddy up. Well, let's hope that these shares pop back a little bit higher. We get into this 10-15 neighborhood. And when you start writing contracts on a regular basis, maybe you're bringing in $1 a week on 3,500 shares, and you're making $3,500 a week on premium money. And you'll have other problems, wonderful other problems. Secret Savage, Credit Savage, Jendo, what are you supposed to do with SoFi? Laugh out loud. Buy it all. Buy. On days that it shoots up 10% or more, then write covered calls. Buy some of Uncle Bruce's classes, and you'll learn a ton. 4 for the price of 3 right now. That's true. We have a sale on right now for my classes. And if you're new to the show here, you haven't been around for a while, I've made 13 classes now on how to write options for cash, and how to quit your day job, and understand the philosophy of these markets and so on. Normally, these classes are $100 each, and you can buy as many as you want whenever you want. Doesn't matter. You don't have to watch them in order if you don't want to. But for some of you, you've wanted to watch them all. I'm trying to give you the excuse you need to make a move. You can send me a donation on my PayPal account right over here. Here it goes. It's scrolling down below. This is my PayPal account. The link, by the way, you'll see down below here in the description. Make a donation for $299.99 US to this PayPal account. And I will then ask you to send me an email. Send me an email to my email address. Hang on just one second here while I adjust all this. Come on over here. Send me an email to brucefrommer@hotmail.com and tell me the 4 classes you'd like me to send you. I'll send you links through a private email to 4 classes for the price of 3. Okay, 4 for 3 for a limited time, if you make a donation of $299.99 US to the PayPal address below. The email address and the PayPal address are both down below in the description. It might not be on this video. I don't know if I've uploaded it. If I haven't, I apologize. But if you take a look at any of my live shows, you'll find the descriptions down below, and you can send these proceeds there. Then send me the email, and I'll send you the 4 links for whatever 4 classes you want. If you want 1, 2, 3, 4, or you want numbers 2, 6, 9, 11, it just tell me the 4 you want. If you want 8 classes, then send me a double donation, $599.98. If you want 12 classes, then send me $899 or whatever, triple. And if you want all 13, one of my viewers actually ordered all 13 classes. I think it's $999.97. I think that's what it works out to for all 13. So you save a few dollars, and now you've got your hands-on classes that are 1.5 to 2.25 hours long each, and each one covers all kinds of aspects of how to write call options and how the market works, how these things depreciate, why you should write them, how you write them, when to write them, when to buy them back, how to buy them back, what strategies you use to sell them, what strategies you use to buy them, and the psychology of the players that are out there. And I'm turning you into a casino owner, and you are offering contracts for sale to the gamblers on the floor of the casino. They're the ones taking all the risks. You're the one taking in the money. And if you like that game, you're going to like this deal. So there you go. If you have an interest in that, by all means, pick up pick up 4 classes or 8 or whatever you like and get studying. And away we go. Thank you all of you for being here tonight. It's great to see you here. Let's see what happens with our markets again tomorrow. Let's keep going here. I'm going to read some more comments. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Benway, hey, Uncle Bruce, I'm not a member, but as always, I thank you for your work. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate this so much. Nick, on margin, Ameritrade gives you 20 times your money as day trading buying power. I have 20 grand cash, which gives me $400,000 day trading power. If I can day trade and close a position the same day, that's scary, man. That is scary stuff. Jeff, why aren't more people watching this? It's good stuff. Quick sick. Agendo, I would hold off on writing calls on SoFi for the time being. They're too low. Unless you're going to really aggressive with your trades. I wouldn't either. I would not write calls right now. Let this SoftBank thing pass. And I suspect we'll be back to $8-9 a share down the road. And then you can look at writing 10s, 11s, and let's go from there. Credit Savage, personally, I never go on margin. I just don't see me losing my house on a bad call. I'm a conservative investor from the Uncle Bruce school who just writes options on stock I own, and I make money slowly but surely. Zed Estate, the Credit Savage house husband, I wrote or sold 7 SoFi put contracts with a strike of 7 with a 50-cent premium, September 9, 22 expiry. What do you think about that? Yeah, I wonder. I'm not sure. Is that a good move to make? I don't know. David Scott, I got your donation. Send me an email for 4 classes. Got it. Just came in. 688 is where the stock is right now. If the shares go up, he gets to keep all 50 cents. If the shares go down, he has to buy the stock at $7, but he got 50 cents up front, so he's only paying $6.50. I don't think it's a bad idea buying stock at $6.50 if you had to, but I don't think it's a bad idea writing a $7 call put, because if the shares go to $8, those puts die worthless. He keeps all the money, $350 he keeps for himself. AZ, Uncle Bruce, so yesterday I was able to write 2 different contracts when GameStop hit $45 yesterday. I wrote half October 50s for $5 each, and the others were October 55s for $4.20 each. Those are looking really good right now. Oh, I would just think so. I mean, they have got to be crapping out in value unbelievably. Oh, this is good stuff. Let me see what's going on here. October's, oh my gosh. I love stories like this. A $50 call was $375 tonight, and the $355 was $278, and that's before the drop in the aftermarket. Those both could be down $1 or more tomorrow again, and you are absolutely laughing on these $5 and $4.20. I smell 60 to say 70% profits in your very near future just on these 2 trades. Nicely done. AZ, that's beautiful. Christina, I am so mad. I sold my puts on AMC today and added, and it wasn't, I bought back my calls on GameStop. Christina, you're playing with fire out there. Ricardo, I am with Credit Savage house husband. Own your stock, write calls, make the money, and just leave it at that. Credit, you are so right, says Succel. John, hello, everybody. I'm number 92. Welcome, John, to the show tonight. Good to have you here. Credit Savage, if you, Zed, I stay away from shorting or buying puts on SoFi. It's just not a gamble I want to take. If it works out for you, it's all good. But personally, I sell $10 covered calls for January, and buy back on red days. There you go. John, I went in pretty heavy into BBBG today or BBIG today, got in cheap. Any thoughts? I don't know what BBIG is. I have no idea who this is and what they do, so I can't give you an opinion because I don't know what it is. Boo Desi, do any all look at Greeks when writing options? Been a lurker for a year. No one mentions it. I don't look at these other stats. I keep it simple. My philosophy is just keep it really simple and really short term. I talk to my viewers about writing 1, 2, and 3 week calls most of the time. The only time you go beyond that is if you need to do rollovers. And when you do rollovers, you want to do rollovers where if the stock is going up on you, you want to buy your calls back and sell calls further down the highway in time and hopefully at a higher strike price. And that way you move up on your strike price and you bring in just as much cash or maybe even more than what you're buying your calls back for and continue on. Terry, hey, Uncle B, what is a good position on airlines or cruise stocks? Short. You don't want to be long any of this stuff. You do not want to be long this stuff. I do not like the look of these guys. They are into their bankers like you cannot believe. Susan Shops about, is it true Fidelity takes 3 option contracts? I had not heard that. Also, is it true if its strike is 50, the stock closes at 51, Fidelity automatically exercise? I do not know that. Each firm is different. They have their own rules, and I can't answer to any of those rules because I don't have accounts with these guys. I don't have relationships with these guys, and I don't recommend any of them to you. I don't get paid for any broker you use or not use. I have no conflicts of interest. I don't trade stock. I don't write options. I don't do any trades. I am just a commentator, and I'm giving you my opinion from 40 plus years experience, and you make your call from there. So you're going to have to, Susan, you're going to have to shop, check their FYI section, their frequently asked questions maybe. Maybe you can, FQ or whatever that is, and see what you can get out of those guys. Number 97 says 2001 Keynes best ever. Right on. Bodizzi, love writing at $30 at 30 Delta. Almost always win without rolling. Gowdy, boo. Delta is one I look at often when writing. Good luck to you all. Credit Savage. Oh yeah, anytime SoFi shoots up as fast as it did after earnings, you wait for a good 30% or more. Fun and sell puts. Great job. You can buy back now or later. Give yourself time, like Uncle Bruce says to do. Quick six, Susan. It's 3 days to settle any trade, not just options. Jen Doe. Is there ever too much SoFi? Is there ever too much? I've currently got 5,000 shares. I got them at $13.23 average cost. I could get another 5,000, but all that makes me nervous, and I'd only go down to around 850. What are your thoughts? Well, we were near 850 just last week. So I like that. I like the idea of you doing it. But look, you do what is comfortable for you, and that's all. Don't just take my word for it or anybody else. You do what works for you, and it's okay. It's all good. Let's see. Andre, yes, everyone can write options, but not everyone can become consistent. It's real hard. Don't make it sound easy, especially if normal Joe doesn't have an idea of risk management. And this is why I recommend you take my classes. There's a lot in these classes, upwards of 2.5 hours each. They were done in front of a live audience, which are a bunch of these folks right here. My wife, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife, she handled the comments as the moderator. And I would be interrupted in the middle of my spiel, and I would answer questions and make sure people understood what we were talking about. And we would do it in plain English, how options work. And we went over it, and we showed different examples of, what if this happens, this happens. If this happens, this happens. We tried to cover all the contingencies, but you have to invest some time into this if you want to become successful at anything you want to do. I mean, come on. You want to be a mechanic, you better have some experience. You want to be a good a groundskeeper on a golf course, you better have some experience. You want to be a good option writer, you better get some experience, and you better get some knowledge, and you better do some studying. And I'm offering you 13 classes that I have done now, which has got to be 20 plus hours of study, which you can watch again and again and again. You can hang out here during the daytime with us for free if you want, or be a member. And pick up the knowledge and pick it up and pick it up. And when you're comfortable, try to write one call option on one of your stocks. If you have 100 shares of something, write a call option on it after figuring out how it's done, and then get used to it and get more comfortable with it. You can always hire me on a one-on-one if you like. I'd love to have you do a one-on-one private session. I charge $400 for about an hour of my time. But in that 1 hour, I will help you figure out how to make much more than $400 on your contracts. It's just a matter of when you're ready. It's not a race. This is for the rest of your life. And so, like a little college course, take your time, join us, follow us, become a member of this channel, absorb what we talk about, check out the classes, and let's see how it goes. You might find it's just what you're looking for. Now, there's Susan Shop's about options on Fidelity are T+0, and yes, if it's in the money, it'll get exercised. If you're into a margin account, it's instant settlement as well. If it's cash accounts, it might be up to 3 days. Hello, I'm just checking in, says Leonard. How you doing, buddy? Credit Savage. Jen, if you can average down that much, you will laugh your you-know-what off in 2 years when SoFi is 30 to $60 a share. I was talking to my wife about this today. Roll and Dubs, what a treat. Prime time with Bruce. Nick, Bo, or anyone, what do you mean by writing at a 30 delta? Is that a technical indicator? You can always look this stuff up. If you want to know what a Bo, what a Greek delta technical thing is, or a Greek is, do a Google search. Just go to Google and enter what is delta for options trading, or what is Greek for option. You'll get the actual definition of it. It's up to you whether you want to study it or not. To each his own. All right. D, he's Canadian. Whoa, hey, from Ottawa. How you doing? Well, I'm in Calgary right now in a hotel room, undisclosed secret location. Jen and I are homeless, and we're in hiding. We're not revealing our location right now. I was telling her that if SoFi hits 150 in 10 years, and our kids are grown, we can retire to Hawaii and rent a beachfront property and just retire, trade, eat, swim, make 10 grand a month and laugh. How about that? I left out the one thing. John, Jen, lower your average and there's never too much SoFi. It's a win-win-win. Rudy, Susan, when I've used Fidelity, my options purchases and sales usually clear by the next market day. And yes, you will be exercised if it's $1 in the money. Andrew, Delta is a Greek that some option players use. Bo, it's in the option chains. If you expand it, 30 Delta means you have a 70% chance of being successful. Bo, it's usually about 3 strikes out of the money, give or take. Credit Savage, just imagine if you have a 10 grand in SoFi shares averaging $8 and it goes to $20, you'll make 120 grand for every dollar. You'll make money for every dollar goes up. You make a 10 grand. It's a nice chunk of change. Well, of course, you got 10,000 shares. They go up $1, you're up 10 grand. They go up $10, you're up 100 grand. I mean, it's just numbers, nothing personal. Sextel, Uncle B, I haven't been able to write any calls on the SPACs you recommended because my cost average is just nowhere near the current share price. i.e. Matterport is $6, but I bought at 13. What do you do? I wouldn't worry about the $13 strike price. I wouldn't let that stop me. It's irrelevant what you paid for the stock. And here's why. If you write a call option on Matterport and say it's trading at it's 526. Let's say you wrote a $6 call for like a month out, and you got 40 cents for it. I don't know what you can get for. I'm just guessing. And you earn those 40 cents, or you buy them back for a dime and you clear 30 cents. You can always use those 30 cents profits, however many you wrote, and buy more stock and bring your average down from 13 maybe to 12. Write again and bring your average down a little further. That's one strategy. Second thing is this. Okay, you write a $6 call option on your stock, but the stock goes up in price. We all want that anyway, but it goes up in price. Your call goes up in price. Okay, now you're going, oh God, Bruce, I'm going to lose my stock. What do I do? Now, what you do is you buy your calls back and now write sevens. You write a higher strike option against your Matterport for a month further out. Because you're writing a month further out, you're giving the option buyers a longer term contract to play with, but it's at a $7 strike, not a $6 strike. It's likely that you're going to sell the $7 strike further out in time for what it'll cost you to buy back your $6 strike. Now, even if your $6 strike goes up, say it goes up 70 cents, but you can't get the equal amount of money for that purchase by selling a $7 call, you can get maybe within 20 cents of that amount. You have to put up 20 cents cash to make up the difference per share, or $20 a contract. You do it. Why? Because if you've moved up $1 in strike price, you've moved up $1 a share on your exercise price for the cost of 20 cents cash. That's an 80-cent gain. Now, if you have to do that for 3 months in a row because your stock went from 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and 8 to 9, and you've spent 60 cents of your hard-earned money on every share you got to now have $9, $10 strike prices, you shouldn't be complaining, because you used to be at the $5, $6 level area. You're now in the $9, $10 area. And sooner or later, the stock will pause for a little bit. Those last calls you wrote will depreciate down, giving you back all the 60 cents and more. And now you're in that $9 neighborhood, getting ready to write $10 calls and continue on. You're just working your way back. You're working your way back as the stock moves up. You're writing options on the way up. You're making double the income, getting income off your options, and you're looking for capital gain on your stock. So don't think you can't write. You can write. It's just a question of doing it conservatively. And again, this is the classes coming into play. Andrew, my DCA on Matterport is 18, my cost average, dollar cost average, but I'm still writing covered calls on it at these levels. Christina, I sold all my GameStop and bought deep in the money calls for half of what the stock was. I used that 50% to buy a house. I'm very average. How about that? Rudy, if you can own 100 shares, you can write a call. Uncle B's classes, right on. Andre Suxtel, roll them over and give it more time. Jen Doe, I bought so much of all of our SPACs too early on, and now I wish I would have just waited, because so hard to average down with so many shares. Well, you know, the stock market went down 30+% all over the place. Some stocks went down 50, 60%. Some of the IPOs that Wall Street brought out 2 years ago, a year ago, they're down 80, 90% from their original offerings or original highs. The market is down all over. There's been a lift, but I think we're coming into some profit taking in the next few weeks. So let's see how it goes. WL, thank you for this insight, Bruce. Christina, I also keep about 20% cash in the tank to buy for buybacks and rollovers. Quick suck, you can still write. You could always use the premiums you're paid to buy more Matterport shares to average it down. Christina, I'm mad that GameStop and AMC went down after the market closed. I only made $3,000 today, laughing out loud. Don't want to get, and I'm not sure what's going on. Zed, imagine in 12 hours we will see Uncle Bruce again. Uncle Bruce, I am thinking of shorting Cisco tomorrow. Would that be a good move? No, not until it tops out. You got to give it time. It might have 2 days of good runs. Let it top out, then look at it, not right away. I don't want to be exercised and then lower my cost average. Again, you won't be exercised if you do rollovers, and as long as you're writing out of the money calls. That's the secret right there. Bobby Joe, I bought 300 Rocket Lab at 596. Oh, man. Bobby Joe, honestly, if SoFi is maintaining relatively well today, even with SoftBank dropping them like a bank, this is bullish. I agree. I think that SoftBank, this is a good move for us. Good for every shareholder of SoFi and follower of SoFi. Let these guys at SoftBank out. Just get out. Get lost. They're gone forever, and we can now move on with solidly held shares in hard hands. It's good with me. I'm happy with that. Alberto, Uncle, I'm here. You can begin the show right now. I'm here. Begin the show. Don't worry about anything you've said already. Thank you, one and all, for being here. 171 of you are here right now. Thank you for the thumbs up so far. Please consider becoming a member of this channel if you can. If you become a member, join at the Gold Bagel member level. It's $25 a month. Yes, $25 a month. That's about 80 cents a day for 30 days a month. Or I would say it's $1.25 for every trading day of the month, because I use about 20 trading days a month as a general rule. For $1.25 a day during the markets open, you get a pre-market trade alert show. That's around, say, 8 in the morning. Then you get the 8:30 show like everybody else. You get the 3 o'clock show like everybody else. And you get Wednesday primetime live, 8 o'clock Wednesday nights for Gold Bagel members. Except for tonight, it's an open house. Next week, Gold Bagel members only. And this is the closest you're going to get to a one-on-one with yours truly to ask me whatever you want to ask me. If you want a one-on-one for yourself, it's $400 an hour whenever you would like to do that. But it's Saturdays and Sundays is when I offer those. Gold Bagel membership, You get a quasi small group one-on-one every Wednesday night, every week. Love to have you as Gold Bagel member. It's the Gold Bagel members that keep me on the air, and I appreciate it very, very much, as does Jennifer, because otherwise I'd be in her hair all the time, and she wouldn't like that. Alfredo Habers, I'm in North Bay, Ontario. Do you have any thoughts on Wayfair? They were 300 a share a year ago, 68 today. No, I don't follow them. I have no, I can't tell you anything about them, so I'm, not qualified to comment on it. Quick Sick, shouldn't be too much risk if you set it up correctly. The premiums will stink at these levels, but there's a 10% pop, sell a strike or two out of the money a month or two out and cross your arms. And wait. Christina, Nick, I flipped puts on BBBY twice today. I know I'm not supposed to play the slots, but it was short term, less than 20 minutes. Zed Estate, imagine I had 16 GameStop contracts exercised. Do we want GameStop to come down? Oh, baby, coming down is what is happening. You got to love how this thing is backing off. GameStop closed at 38.71 tonight, down 181 in the aftermarket. I'm just logging in. H. Gregory, way to go, buddy. You're coming in. They're coming to you. Alberto, I picked up another 1,000 shares thanks to my one-on-ones with my uncle. He has set me free. He has taught me to write and make some serious moolah, well worth the one-on-ones. Christina, I've done a one-on-one with him too, and I've gotten 4 classes so far, and it is life-changing. Thank you, everybody. Sexel says, thanks, everybody. Evelyn, did Ryan Cohen sell? He's put a notice in to sell. Hasn't sold yet. He might sell, may have sold tonight, might sell tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe next week. I don't know. Jen Doe, but what's the problem with buying SPACs early? If you wrote covered calls like Uncle Bruce tells us to do, you made money on the way down. This is the beauty of the conservative strategy Uncle Bruce teaches. Thank you so much, Alberto. Christina, mic drop. How about that? Rudy Red Fox, I need to do a one-on-one. I need some free time. You guys are my heroes. I hear you every day. Alberto, I wrote 750s on SoFi. My average is 620 premium of 72. Was it 72.50 contracts bought back today at 19 cents? So I wrote them for 72 cents, bought them at 19. Nicely done. Very nice, Alberto. Average makes me Captain America. I don't care if I'm assigned. Hawkeye is here. Number 127, thumbs up. Say hello there, Hawkeye. What's up, guys, from Guangzhou? As that looks like SoftBank will sell all shares. It may take another week, and that's fine with me. Get out and don't let the door hit you on the way out. SoftBank, get out of there. Let her go. Susan Shop's about, if the option expires in the money, it will be exercised, says Coyote. Spicy Android. Hey, Bruce, I'm not a big player with stock. I only have 200 shares of GameStop, 400 Spire, and 100 SoFi. Is it a good idea to do a poor man covered call on GameStop, or should I sell GameStop and go into another calmer stock? Well, you have 200 shares of GameStop. If you went into poor man covered calls, you might be able to write between 4 or 5 contracts instead of the 2 you're writing now. Nothing wrong with what you're doing now. You're new at it. You're learning it. Take your time. Get comfortable doing what you're doing. If you're going to write options on Spire, you want to be out of the money. Mind you, Spire's too low. I wouldn't bother. SoFi, I'd definitely be out of the money, but not right now. I would not write on SoFi at this point. I would wait for this SoftBank sell-off to be done next week or 2 weeks from now, and we'll see if the shares recover a little more closer to the $8-9 level, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Johnny Basic, Uncle Bruce, like the 80-90-10 rule for a call, that is the delta. So you want delta 90 or better. You're figuring stuff out. It's good to see. Credit, Bertie, this is the way. I sell 12.50 calls on SoFi when it runs hard. Usually I get 50 cents, and I buy back when it gets below 20, and I rinse and repeat. If they get assigned, I laugh. If they don't, I laugh. Bo and Alberto, I almost had to roll my my Boeing. How are you doing with those? Quick sick, Alberto, I'm still chipping away at my average. After today, I'm down to 7.87. Weeks ago, I was around the 840 level. I began selling 11 January covered call, making money on red days. David Scott, email sent. Looking forward to the future. Thanks, Uncle B. Right on, Dave. We'll get you those classes after I get off the air. Well done. Farmalus, evening, Uncle Bruce. Hope you are well. I listen to you in the morning at work to drown out the rest of the construction site. You are very calming, except when you go after China. Alberto, Bo, I haven't written on Boeing this week. I am writing next week on that though for sure. Alberto, quick, nice. That is the way. So if it's signed, you're signed. You're all gravy. This is the thing too. If you write calls on stock, they go up in price. You get exercised. You were thinking of doing a rollover, and next thing you know, you were bought out. Well, you get bought out for the price that you set the contract at. You get to keep the premium they gave you already. You get that as well. All you do is you buy it back. You buy the stock back and then write again. And people keep forgetting that just because you've been taken out doesn't mean you can't buy the stock back right away and write. If you can't afford, let's say you had 1,000 SoFi and you got taken out, even with the premium, and the stock went up on you, and you can only buy 900 back. You can't buy 1,000. Buy 900 back, write 9 brand new contracts, take that cash, and buy the other 100 back, and write a call on that. You're back to 1,000 shares. It's okay. You're dealing with more money now anyway, even if you only have 900 shares. If you get exercised again and they keep going up and you have to buy 800, you write 8 contracts. You're writing contracts on higher priced stock every time you do this. You're getting higher premiums for every option you're writing. You're going to acquire shares and write calls on those. In the end, you'll have more shares if you keep acquiring them, which means you're writing more calls, which means you're bringing in more cash to the point where you might say, I'm bringing in $7,000 a month in cash. Why am I working? What am I working? I'll just do this full time. I have a life now. I have everything I need in here. I don't even need to be at home all day long. I can go for a bike ride. I can go for a walk with my dog. I can go work out. I can go to a Pilates class. I can book a massage. I can go for a coffee with a friend of mine at a Starbucks. I can go see my mom and see how she's doing. I can go for a car ride in the country. I have this with me all the time. I am able to write always and keep an eye on my account all the time. I don't need to be home all day long and be bored to tears because I'm lonely because I quit my day job. You can go traveling to Europe. You go traveling to Australia. You can rent an RV for a month. You can borrow a relative's RV for a month and take off. You can buy an RV, sell everything you own, and live on the open road for a couple of years and trade on this. You have now changed everything about your existence. Why are you locked in? What are you doing? How many times are you going around? One time. You got one ride, kids. Take the ride of a lifetime because there are no second rides. Let's get on with it. Yes. Gaudy SoFi 850 is good. I have an 840 average now, and I saw green on it pretty recently, especially if you plan to write cover calls. A BA has been ripping the last few weeks. Alberto killing it, getting that money. Aurora is number 121. Good evening. VT is BBBY over after the hours dropping. We dropped tonight. Bed Bath Beyond down $4.23, down to $18.85. We were at $30 this morning. Let's see what happens tomorrow. This should be fun. Credit Savage to newbies. You can't ask Uncle Bruce what the magic bullet stock is. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in the work. Watch the classes. Why pay thousands for a college course? It only takes $3.99, $2.99, and you get 4 classes. $2.99.99, you get 4 classes right now. You can take them as many times as you want. Watch the classes as many times as you want. They're an hour and a half to 2 hours, 20 minutes long each. It'll change your life. If you really study it and hang out here with us, join the gang that's changing their lives right now. Alberta, one-on-one will pay for itself in the first right. The first right you make, you get your money back right there. Credit was just thinking, same, laugh out loud. My SoFi price target next 2 years, 15. Hector, good evening. Good evening, Hector. How you doing? Quick, sick, Alberta. I'm so close to being in the position to not have to worry about exercise. It's going to be a good time once I am. A dream of stuff. Have you ever thought about doing a giveaway for your classes? Understand it takes money to make money, but people love a handout. Well, I'll tell you, there are other YouTubers out there who have courses that offer consultations. I've seen some YouTubers with $7,000 courses, $12,000 courses, $15,000 courses, $5,000 courses. I offer classes for $100 each, 13 of them so far. I'll add more eventually, but right now there's 13 classes. You can just watch 1 or 3 or 6 whenever you want, in whatever order you want. Right now, you can buy 4 for the price of 3. Look, man, $299.99 is your cost to get your hands on 4 classes right now that could change your life. You want to make the investment? Good. If it's a freebie, you might not care as much, but when you pay it out of your own pocket, now you're going to watch them. And now you're going to pay attention, because you're going to get your $299.99 back come hell or high water. You're getting your money back. Sometimes it can't be free. It just can't be free. If it's free, you're going to treat it like it's free. I give you a free straw at a restaurant. What do you do with it when you use it once? You throw it away. If I make you pay 50 cents for that straw, you're taking it home with you and you're washing it and you're going to use it a couple of times. I'm giving you a course for $100, or right now, 4 courses for $75 each. This is not expensive. This is not a ripoff. This is charity on my part. I'm being a nice guy, giving you classes for $299.99, 4 at a time. I really am. You compare my prices to anybody, and I am cheap. You don't like them, you don't like it. It's okay. $299.99 is it going to kill you? No, but you're going to study and you're going to pay attention to it. But I can tell you, there are people here who have taken all of the classes. They've paid $100 each for them. A number of the folks who are here watching right now with these logos beside their name, their members, they were live with me when I made the classes. If you'd like to be an audience member when I do a class, it's $150 to be in the class. You have to pay me $150 to be in the class. But of course, you get to ask me live questions in the class, and you get a copy of the class when it's edited. That's the $100 value on top of that. So there's a benefit. There are people here watching me right now who have done every single class live with me. They've paid $150 times 13 classes. A lot of these folks don't work for anybody anymore. They're self-employed now, writing stock options. So step up, dream of stuff. Step up and make an investment in yourself. I've put them out there. They're really worth $500 each, but you can get them for $75 each right now if you put up a couple of bucks. Find the empties around the house, take them back, cash them in, and put $299.99 together, and take a chance on yourself and see if you're worthy. And it's as simple as that. Jules is here. Alberto, you got me started. Now I need to take the plunge. How can I ever pay you back? I sold my BBBY to break even. Yes, bought too high, but I'm relieved, especially seeing it drop in the after hours. Right on, Jules. Way to go. I know that, just so you folks understand, Alberto last week sent me a donation so that I could send Jules class number 1 for nothing as a gift. And Jules has now taken class number 1. Alberto, you're a hell of a guy. I love you. If any of you want to gift classes to anybody else, let me know with an email and we'll arrange it. I'll send links to whomever you want. If you're buying them, I'll send them. Jeff, if you want to practice before jumping in, Think or Swim platform from TD Ameritrade allows paper trading and starts you out with a $100,000 account. Exactly. You can take my classes, watch my show, pretend to trade on TD Ameritrade using the strategies we talk about on the stocks we talk about. See if it works for you. That's a great way to do this. John, I remember when $15 was a good buy on SoFi. Now it's 6 something. Unbelievable. Bobby Joe, Delta is just how much the price of the option trades compared to the underlying stock. If the stock moves $1, a 0.3 Delta option moves 30 cents. Bo, don't ever worry about cost average. You can always roll. Exactly, Boo. You got it. Boo's got it. Alberto, quick 6 makes me so comfortable when I write now. Prior to, I was nervous. I was a nervous ninny here. I was assigned on GameStop 8 contracts. My average was lower than my assignment. I made money either way. I couldn't lose. Jules, Jeff, that's it. Credit Savage, if your average on SoFi is 13 or 9, don't let that scare you from writing. Always be writing. Use half that money to average down. The other half to buy back. You can always roll over. Always be writing. ABW, always. John, 15 is still a good buy. SoFi is just way undervalued right now. Alberto, Jules, you are just fine. No payback ever needed. I want all of Uncle's followers to make money. Get that moolah. There you go. Credit Savage. Institutions own almost 50% of SoFi right now. It's a fact. They will keep buying. So should all of you. When Toots, what is it? Institutions own more than 60%. SoFi is going to fly. It's a triple handle stock. Think in 10 years. Jules Alberto, you are so kind. Quick Six, Eat Trade also has paper trading, and you can choose how much money to start with. So you can practice with how much money you will actually be trading with, just as another option practicing platform. This is great. Alberto, Jules, I want to hear your first success story, so share it. Coyote, Jen, I would recommend writing against them. I did that for stocks like GameStop and SoFi to average down big time during this year's bear market. John, Quick Six, I hear ya. Jules, you got it. It may be a while. I'm nervous. Boo. What about cash secured puts? Rarely mentioned here. Yes, you can write cash secured puts. If you think a stock is going to go up, you write a put call. You write a put contract. Shares go up, the call values go down, the put values go down. You keep the difference. Nothing wrong with that. Check my classes. Alberto, Jules, follow the charts and do as the majority and or ask the questions. We are all a real family, which helps each other here. Don't be scared. Start writing. Dream of stuff. Pretty cool. Do you like any of the EV plays? No, I don't. Coyote RC, put a notice to sell within 90 days. Draw your conclusions from there. Quick Sick. Jules, you've got this. Boo. Dream of stuff chapter is nice for covered calls. Matthew, thoughts on Spire long term? Love Spire long term. Love it medium term. Just love Spire. Just buy the stock. Dream. Boo. Dizzy. Yeah, I like the idea of a battery play. WL, what are your thoughts on PLTR? Don't follow it. Came in a mid rant. What are we talking about here? This show is open tonight to everybody. Normally, this show is reserved for Gold Bagel member followers of my channel only. But tonight, it's an open house. And this is what we do every Wednesday night. We hang out. We talk about the markets. We talk about option strategies. We like to write options on my channel. And I'm on live twice a day, 8:30 Eastern time and 3 o'clock Eastern time every day during the markets when they're open to help my viewers learn and make money writing stock options against positions they already have. And on Wednesday nights, we talk about it freely and go over it. And it's productive. Chris, covered calls. Jeff, what do you think about trading within a Roth? No taxes on growth when the stocks are options. I can't answer this question for you because I'm not a tax expert. You've got to check that out yourself. There are people here who do a lot of options work through Roths. Credit Savage, trading via phone is a beauty. What did it for me? Selling covered calls and closing contracts last year during Christmas while on vacation with my family in Hawaii. I watched the kids play on the beach and I made money. Alberto, I paid $5,000 for a class and left more confused than when I walked in. My first one-on-one with Uncle Bruce, I profited $900 on in 3 days. Not a bad return, is it? Alberto, not Uncle's class, another person. He had another person's class for $5,000 and didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Spicy, 161 watching, only 28 likes. Come on, you guys, hit that thumbs up button for Bruce. What you have, I show 148, so you may want to refresh your page. I got 148 right now. Jules, Alberto, are you serious? Did you go through all 13 classes? Boo, yeah, I go on other YouTube channels and just simply ask about cover calls and cash secured puts, and they think I'm joking. Laughs on them. Austin, there's one YouTuber who charges literally $10,000 for 1 hour of his time and doesn't understand the market at all. They are really meant to trap people and make it more complex than it really is. Alberto, Jules, I purchased one class and one-on-one, and I was off to the races. There you are. That's all it took for Alberto. Zed, yeah, I was in the class, and I'm driving a BMW i240M convertible. Best money I ever spent with Uncle Bruce. Not bad. Michael, damn, I missed it again, laughing out loud. He's here late. You'll have to catch a rerun. Alberto, I wrote down my questions for the one-on-one, and I picked his brain for an hour. There you go. Michael, thumbs up, though. I'm in, baby. Dream of stuff. Well, good work validating. Perhaps I'll swing it. Thanks, everybody. Jules, Alberto, that's awesome. I'll definitely want a one-on-one before starting. You have been talking about mother of all short squeezes for a year now. Yeah, I've been talking about it, but have I promised anybody a short squeeze, a mother-in-law short squeeze on any stock? I've never done it. There are channels out there who that's all they talk about. There are Wall Street bets pages, Reddit pages, all these other discords out there talking about mother of all short squeeze trades. I talk about writing options. I talk about making money the old-fashioned way. Sell first, buy back lower. Sell high, buy low. Sell high, buy low. It's easy. It's so easy. Coyote Alberto, coming prepared always pays off. Absolutely, he says. Christina, we are a community and we help one another here. Spicy, I have to make $400 on my next call and cash them out to go one-on-one. I'm excited. I can't wait. John, Alberto, that is awesome of you. Sixtel. Okay, Uncle Bruce, I used to say not to write. Uncle Bruce, you used to say not to write on SoFi or Matterport until it hit $20 a share. I'm just confused as to why the change. Well, we look at it this way. If you're going to write under $20 a share, you have to be prepared to be a very quick turnaround trader where you may want to do a rollover if they move up suddenly. That's one of the reasons I have been cautious about it. And number two, when you do a write on a contract like an $8 call or a $9 call, you're not going to bring in $2 or $3 like you would on a $20 contract or $20 price or higher. So you're going to be dealing in pennies, not dollars. And so you have to be prepared to write at 80 cents and buy at 30, or write at 60 and buy back at 15 or 17 or 23. It's smaller dollars, but you know what? It's all relative, isn't it? If you can bring in 30 cents a share, 40 cents a share profit on 10 contracts, $300-400, and then you can buy another 100 shares of that same stock and average down and write another call the next time, you're still growing your account. So that's what we talk about. The things have settled down now. It's been a year and a half since these SPACs came out. That became regular companies once they did their vend-in. We're down the road a ways now. All stocks have backed off all over the place, except for the last 3 weeks where we've had a bit of a run back. And we have to readjust, and that's what we're doing. And so we're writing calls down here, and that's what's happening. All right. Thank you, everybody. Zed, Uncle Bruce, you used to say write options on stocks over $20. There was a time where I said, especially on the SPACs that we were following, if they were under $20, I really didn't want people to write options down there because they had a habit from time to time where they go up $3 in a day. And so we'd have an $11 call stock go to 15, and people would be all of a sudden in the money, and we'd be all screwed up. So I would try to kind of hold them off and right up here because it's not quite as volatile. But now we're down at these levels, and it's a whole new world. So we're writing here. Christina, when I did my one-on-one with Uncle Bruce, I was still fully fooled that my GameStop was going to go to 1,000 plus so many times. With him, I took notes, but I didn't do the things he told me. I was scared to write calls on it. AC TradingView has paper trading also. I love their charts, and it's great doing tech analysis. I highly recommend. Coyote, bear market perhaps. Christina, now I know how to roll contracts and sell poor man covered call options, and I don't have any fear anymore. Seriously, everyone I know, we sound like we get paid to hype him, but he makes me a lot, and I only pay him $24.95 a month. This is such a deal. There you go. What can I say? We've got a troll here, so we'll see if we can get rid of the troll, make him go away. Alberta, Christina, so was I. Actually, something Coyote said that lit my light bulb. So once my SoFi hits 65 a share, I owe him a Tesla. John Clark, 98 thumbs up. Nick, I had stepped away for a while. Did you say anything on my Cisco starting tomorrow? That would be a good move for quick money. I told you, I said it, wait for a day or two, because the results came out fairly nicely today. They're going to pop tomorrow. Give it all day. They might pop for a couple of days as institutions might roll into here. Then look at shorting. Don't get into it right away, is what I said. Ooh, come on, says John. Spicy, here they come. Oh, boy, here we go. Jules, Christina, you're very motivating. Coyote spurred me onto Alberto, says Andrew. Michael, Alberto, where's mine? Laugh out loud. The Credit Savage, all I got to say is thank you, Uncle Bruce. I knew about the market and covered calls, but I just bumped into his channel one day, and after a few months in classes, I realized just how much I didn't know. Right on, John. Let's see, reported. Grizzly, mowed the lawn and took a shower. It is super hot, so watching Uncle Bruce in a towel. Giddy up. Alberto, oops, and Mike. Christina, it's just the truth. I honestly make crazy money sometimes. I lose it too. That's when I buy short-term calls on Tesla and I get burned. I'm learning to stop, but it's a process. The hype is fun. Debbie is here. Hi, Debbie. Michael, I am no fanboy, but I made $8,000 this week flipping SoFi calls. Not sure if that helps anyone, but I sure hope it does. Hector, 142 on the thumbs up. Tony D, the real Tony here. I have been watching you since last year daily. Love your help in your classes. Just curious if others write weekly like me, but have to move to different stocks due to higher premiums. I have viewers that do it all. I have viewers that write weeklies. They write contracts every, with 2 weeks or 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out. I have viewers that will write a 2-month contract way out of the money and forget about it. I've got all kinds of traders here. It's endless. John, has anyone talked about grandma with the mustache? I don't know where that came from. Laughing out loud. Christina, I used to write weekly calls, but they gave me anxiety if they're close to the end of money. Now I write for about a month out, and I usually close and rewrite within the same week. If not, I have time on my side, and there is a very smart conservative strategy to use. If you're going to write on GameStop and the shares are at $40 a share, and you're going to write a month out and you're writing 44s, you're going to get a premium, even though it's $4 out of the money, because you're giving them a month of time to play with this option. Look, if the stock goes from 40 to 38 during the week you wrote the call at 44, your 44 contract is going to drop in value. Of course it is. It's now 6 out of the money, not 4. You can buy it back. Stock pops back to 40, 41. You write a 44 again. 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out. You can rinse and repeat this process again and again and again. If you write a 44 contract a month out and the stock inches up to 41, goes to 42, goes to 43, you can always decide, you know what, I'm going to roll forward another month or 2 or 3 weeks or a month at a higher exercise price to stay ahead of this market in time as well. Then if the shares peak at 44 and go back to 40, those calls at 48 will collapse, or the 46s or the 45s, whichever ones you rolled into. It's a very good way to go. It really, really is. Now, what is going on here? Okay, here we go. We've got a couple of folks who are sending me donations for classes. Thank you, guys. I promise you, I will take care of these after the show. I got somebody here buying 10 classes, so I got to take care of something. I'll do the best I can. It might have been 12 classes. I'll have to check into that. All right, Michael Bruce still doesn't agree with my SoFi writes, but I can't help myself. Look, I don't mind if you write short-term calls, write close to the money on any of these stocks, because it is true. Once you understand how you can roll over your contracts, you can stay ahead of the market. You have to have the conviction that you're always a writer, and you don't let the stock market push you around. You push it around, and you begin to watch the option chains, and you pay attention to the contracts you can roll into. And that's the secret. And this is what Michael does. He'll be into Apple stock, and it'll go up on him. He'll roll up. It'll go up on him. He'll roll up again. He will not stop rolling until that stock levels off. He wins in the end. Why? The stock is up that he's sitting on, and he's rolled into higher contract prices. He wins. He always wins. That's what option writers do. Anyway, Hybrid Duncan, a good evening, simpletons. I made it. I'm late, but you're here. Jules, Christina, that makes sense. Alberto, Mike, fanboy, what is that? Boo, writing monthlies is better if you can't constantly watch the market every second of the day. I agree. Jazin, a single. Hey, Uncle B, day one lurker. Love you. Been in the market since 2008. It's been a bumpy ride. Laugh out loud. Now I'm an option writer waiting on SoFi, Rocket Lab, Matterport to jump up to really start writing multiple contracts. Giddy up, buddy. Welcome. Tony D, Christina, thanks. It is stressful at times, but I have a goal of at least 500 a week. I usually get it, but I do watch a lot at work. I'm teaming up stuff. Uncle Bruce, I have been subscribed for a long time now. Really like how clearly you communicate. I'm calling it a night. Thank you, Dream of Stuff. Appreciate it. Nice to have you here. All right, Alberto, Tony D, is this the Tony we freed from YouTube jail a year ago? Christina, oh, I remember that. Tony, Jasmine, I don't want to get caught with lots of contracts out. Funds are low, so I only write about what I can get back or roll over. I don't want to get caught with my pants down. Nick, oh, thank you, Uncle B. You got her, buddy. AMC, a GME 166 thumbs up. Tony D, Alberto, no, just showing how long I've been following Nick. My goal is to make 100,000 in one day someday. He's going to do it. He's that kind of guy. Michael, hell of a goal. I like it. Nico, hey, Uncle B, I've been following for a while. Love starting my day with you. Just got 4 classes. Looking forward to being part of the community. Right on, buddy. Appreciate that. Please become, if you can, become a member of the channel. That way you can comment during the trading day. Like I'm on every day at 8:30 and then at 3 o'clock. If you become a gold member, of course, you can join me on the pre-market show, which is usually around 8 in the morning, 7:45 for a quick 10, 15 minutes. And of course, every Wednesday night right here. Love to have you. Hello, I personally like to do bi-weeklies. Alberto, Tony, okay, got that. Go get that moon. Go get the moolah. GI Lewis, 169 watching and 166 thumbs ups. Zed, Michael, how did you make $8,000 on SoFi? How did you do that? Alberto Zed, he writes 100 contracts at a time. That's how he does it. Simple, really. Nick, Michael, I had come very close to achieving that goal on one of the high flyer days. I had made 93 grand one day. I want to beat that record. Alberto, Nick, wowza, nice work. Way to go, Nick. Michael Zed, I wrote 7.5s when it was in the 8s. And I bought back when it dipped into 740s. I believe then I rewrote 8s when it hit 780, and I bought back today at the lows. Zed Estate says, Michael, I have decent leverage with 11,000 shares. He can write 110 at a time. Alberto, actually, Michael is the reason why I'm writing on SoFi. Michael, Alberto, you buy back your 7.5s today. Did you do that? Christina, I think I'll buy some deep in the money calls tomorrow. Michael had to make a killing. Hybrid, what's everyone average on GameStop? Mine is $27 a share. Alberto, yeah, Mike, for 19 cents, I bought them back. Nice. John Gill, hi, Uncle Bruce. I've been here since the start, but just listening. I was working with my 3D printer. Thumbs ups. Thanks, John. Welcome, pal. Sean, GameStop average 13 a share. WL, hey, Uncle Bruce, I own shares of ATIP, Spire, ME, Matterport, and SoFi. Any other stocks you recommend? Well, of course, we talk about all the SPACs that I follow, and then I follow these companies that we write options on. And if you're hanging around with me all day long, you know what we talk about the most. Alberto, hybrid, nice average. I'll be crushing the calls if my average is that low. Michael, Nick, that is awesome, dude. Jeff, when you say roll, I assume you were recommending that a person write a new contract that collects a higher premium that covers the loss. The plan, Jeff, is exactly right. If you wrote a call on GameStop and you brought in $3 and the market goes up and the contract is now at $5, you want to write another call that's about $5 or more in price, so that you pay $5 to get yours back, sell the new one at $5, okay, or $5.50, or if you can, or more. The trick of it is, can you write the new one further out in time at a higher premium or at a higher strike price than the one you had? So if you wrote a 40 and you're buying it back, can you write a 42 for the same money down the road, further down the road? Can you write a 42 that for what the cost of the 40 is now? The 40 is close to expiry. The 42 is further away from expiry, has more time value. That's the trick, right? You've moved up $2 per share in strike price for the same money. All you gave up is a couple more weeks or a month of time to do it. It's worth it. If you're doing 10 contracts and you can move up $2 on a strike price, that's $2,000 in strike price moving up for a month of your time. Yeah, I'll do that deal. Duncan, nice. ATIP is at 171 a share. Let's go. Nick, email me tomorrow, says Christina. John, Bruce, Uncle Bruce, are you and Jen going to buy another house anytime soon? No, not right now. No, we're on the road probably through the winter. California, we're heading to California. California is the place you want to be. How does that song go? Let's see. How did that go? One day, Jeff was walking down. How did that song go? Jen is on the. Jen is has got her earphones in, so she can't help me with that. The lyrics to the Beverly Hillbillies song. Um, how does it go?
Oh goodness. California is a place you ought to be, so we loaded up the truck.
One day Jeff was shooting for some food, and up come the ground came a bubbling crude oil, that is, backflow Texas tea. Well, the next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. His kinfolk said, "You got to get out of there." So they packed up the wagon and moved the family, and now they're going off to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars. And you think I'm just talking about options here? I entertain like what I do to get people to join this channel. It's unbelievable. And talking about that, here's Raw Deal, new member right there, jumping in. Thank you, Raw Deal. Chilling with Uncle Bruce. We got a Chilling with Uncle Bruce member. Thanks, pal. Appreciate that. I think he joined before I sang. He might be withdrawing. He might withdraw this membership at any time. I don't know. Boo. Jeff. Yes, roll up and out. Michael. Jeff, don't use your brokerage's roll feature if you can avoid it. Buy back and then rewrite at a higher premium. Absolutely. You've got to take my classes to understand stink bids and stink offers. Do not use the brokerage roll feature. Don't be doing that. No. You got to watch my classes. ATIP, dumpster fire. Zed, Michael, I only had 6,500 SoFi. And I thought there was an embargo to writing under $20. I learned something new every day. Captain Stable, hi, Uncle Bruce. Did you see the notice today with Apple and the chart abnormally straight up? Chart is the screaming sell all. Does that make sense? I think Apple's a little overpriced right now myself. Michael Zed, I'm technically flagged as a day trader with Fidelity, so I can write buy all day long. Jeff, is the what is a certain DTE where it is best to decide to roll? Is the something? I don't know what that means. Hello, Brittany. How you doing tonight? Nick, how many of you made serious money on my Carvana recommendation to short? I have made 241 grand so far shorting this thing so far. That's awesome, man. Duncan loaded up on the truck and headed to Beverly Hills. That's right. Awesome. Bruce, any chance of making a pit stop in Washington? I don't know. Michael, Nick, you naked shorting this stuff? I'm not on margin. Probably won't ever be. He is just shorting the stock and buys it back. It does day trading on shorts. He day trades short sales. Is that how to say that? Black gold. That's right. Wow, baller. Beverly Hills, Saudi tea. Off to Beverly. Uncle Bruce, you should move to Vancouver. No, I don't think so. I had shorted Carvana when it was in 120. Then I covered in the 40s. Nice job. Rarefied tennis. I'm so confused, Bruce. Is the first class video for start? Is the first class video for starting? Is the first class video?
Class number one.
Yeah, class number one is where you want to start. You want to start with class number one, I think. Pharmalist, if you're a newbie, yeah. Uncle Bruce, us hillbillies are greatly disturbed by your rendition of the first family of the hillbillies. Bama, Uncle Bruce, did you ever sing in a group at school or in a band? No comment. Brittany, I got an impressive update on my puzzle. Hoping to get puzzle glue for it to hang up real soon. Nice going, Brittany. That puzzle is going to be awesome looking. Michael, Oompa Loompa Bands, Bama. Nick, I lost a lot to a Tesla shorting. Alberto, Bama, babe, there you go. How you doing this week? John, loving it. Jeff, is there a certain minimum DTE used to make a decision when to roll? Is there a certain DT? I don't think so. Shorting outright still makes me nervous. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't recommend all of you short stock for a living. I don't know. Rastib, been a bit. How's that? Bruce Tesla fun. How you doing, man? Michael, Nick is a damn pro with the shorts. Brittany, it took me over a week to get this thing together. That's 1,000 piecer. No wonder. Brother, hi there, friends. The Fawn Sotos loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars. The concrete pond. They got that concrete pond in the backyard. Yeah, and moved to Beverly. Oh my gosh. I think DTE's days to expiry, if I'm not mistaken. That's my hunch here. Nick, Mike, I like to read the chart 5 days. Chart is a good predictor. Brittany, Bruce, I had to get an update to you on it. I appreciate it. Thanks, Brittany. Way to go. I knew you'd get that thing done. Thank you all, by the way, for being here tonight. I got to get going. I need to get some sleep here shortly and get ready to get up at 4:30 my time in the morning to get ready for the 3 shows I'm going to do for you tomorrow. It's Thursday tomorrow. Let's see if we can make some money. Let's keep an eye on this GameStop shares and see how they're going to go tomorrow. Bed Bath and Beyond. Well, what are they going to do tomorrow? What about AMC? Oh my gosh. We are going to be busy here the next few days. We got Thursday, then we got expiry day Friday. Then next week, we got the AMC shares splitting into 2 pieces. We've got to watch all that and the effect on our stocks. We are going to be busy making a ton of money. Thank you all. The cement pond, there it is. Yes, days to expiration, says Jeff. Thanks for the freebie, says Johnny. You got it, guys. AZ, have a good evening, Uncle Bruce. Thanks for everything and hope you have a good night. Alberto, I see you tomorrow. Good night, Bagel Familia, Uncle and Auntie. Michael also depends on the stock, and that is correct too. Guys, stay well. Get some rest tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning. First thing, we'll get back at it. We'll make money. Become a member, become a sponsor member, become a subscriber, and grab some classes for $299.99 if you want, and pick up the habit of becoming an option writer and make some money here. Absolutely. Let's see. Thank you, Brittany, for hitting the thumbs up for me. John, well, I've had enough shares to start writing calls. I want to start your classes, but I'm afraid I won't get it. Oh, John, don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. We keep it in plain English, man. It doesn't take long, and the next thing, it clicks. See you tomorrow morning, says Zed. Duncan, good night, everybody. Stinky. Obama, babe, love the primetime show. Thanks for everything. You bet, Obama. We'll see you tomorrow. Rudy Red Fox, good night, Uncle B and the gang. G.L. Lewis, thank you, and I say thank you. Tony D, buenos noches. Alberto, everybody have a good night. We'll catch you first thing tomorrow. Alberto, there you are, buddy. I was the idiot nephew. If I can, anyone can. He's saying to John, if I can do it, I know you can do it. Michael, invest in yourselves, folks. Nick, thank you, Uncle Bruce. See you mañana. Thanks, pal. Michael, a caveman can do it. It's that simple. Even a caveman can do it. Zach, glad I caught a minute. Good night, all. John, okay, thank you. Guys, have a good evening. We'll catch you tomorrow, first thing, and we'll see what's going on, and we'll let you know what my take is on Tesla tomorrow. Okay, guys, bye for now. See you later.